One night, the police knock on the door and tell Aaron that he's being arrested for raping Shannon. It was just mad. And then these police women sit in the house with me and they're asking all these questions, you know, about what the relationship with Aaron was like. Has Aaron ever given you any reason to be scared of him? Just basically, is there anything that you would like to tell us? I was so unwilling to tell them anything that had happened at the time. I was not ready to share that information with anyone. Wasn't ready to share that information with myself. So I basically just told them that I had nothing to tell them and that I wanted them to leave. But I had never heard the name Shannon. So I was like, well, who's that? This doesn't just happen to people. You don't just get accused of rape, let alone multiple times. So I think that was when there really was a shift. The thoughts of him being an awful person were becoming far too much for me to like push down and not listen to. Then, completely out of the blue, Aaron's sister told me about something. She just said it's a 12-week course. You'll be with other women who've been in a similar situation. And just that I think it would be really useful for you. They made you feel very, very at home. They'd made it so cozy, this lovely little room filled with fairy lights. I didn't actually realise how comforting having a group of women around you can be. I remember them teaching us about the types of abuse. Things like he was the only voice that I would have in my ear. I was on edge all the time, always waiting for the next thing because there was always something. Financial abuse. I had no money. I never had keys. One time he kicked me out, wouldn't let me in till like 4 o'clock in the morning. I think it was like -4 outside. Yeah. So, complete control over everything. We got to the week about sexual violence. The look of shock and terror on these women's faces as I described to them the things that he would do. And I was like, oh, this must be really bad. That was when it really became clear to me just how much of what Aaron did was abuse. They played a video at the end. It was just to introduce the creator of the course.
I'm the voice on all the videos.
Hello, yes, this is my actual face.
Then realised that the woman that I was actually watching was Natalie, Aaron's first wife. From Aaron's description of Natalie, she was, in my head, this crazy woman who, you know, had tried to ruin his life.
But I want you to know that I wrote the course after having sat in a place similar to you.
Quite soon after the court case had ended, I made the decision to move to Essex so that he wouldn't know where I lived and so that I would be able to kind of have a new start. I went on a course for women and it really helped me to make sense of what had been done to me, why I'd made the decisions I'd had and why I couldn't break free and why it was so complicated. It changed everything. And so I started to develop my own course for women. And then in 2021, I ended up in contact with Aaron's sister. She, at this point, was distancing herself from Aaron. So she was able to help me to understand a lot of what had gone on and what was going on. We had very serious concerns for his current partner, Robyn. So I was like, how can we get Robyn on the course? But I was like, she mustn't know I'm involved because I don't want her to feel weird about it. If in 2014 anyone had said to me, like, you're going to write this thing and this thing is going to enable someone else Aaron's abusing to break free, I would have been like, there's just not a world in which that's possible. So it still blows my mind to this day.